Okay, folks, BangTheBook.com. We are one step away from the big game. All right, we're talking about the AFC Championship Game. It's at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Can Andy Reid kick the door down? Listen, one thing, last week they get the W, and everybody's talking about Andy Reid's playoff record. Well, don't forget, it was Andy Reid off a bye, and his record off a bye is exceptional. But he's going to be matching with Bill Belichick, and Belichick will really be trying to dial something up to slow down this Chiefs offense. We talk about the number. Some spots in Vegas opened this game, Kansas City minus 2.5. That was gone in a whisper. And 3 is the consensus number. And people saw the Patriots play great, the last thing they saw on Sunday. So this number's sitting on 3. But this Chiefs team, as public as New England is, they are playing on the road, and their numbers playing on the playoffs, on the road in the playoffs, are not that great. So I think you may actually, for a whisker of time, see 3.5s in this spot. Now the total on the game, we're talking 57 or 57.5. And honestly, I would say this is a game that could feature a truckload of points, and that may be the way to go. But this Chiefs team, Mahomes, the big stage is just not too big for this kid. But we did our video last week when we did the props, and we said we thought the bet of the week was Damian Williams going over 48.5 rushing yards, and he soared over 100 yards. He is a nice weapon for them, and that's the thing. If teams are going to try to shut down Mahomes, there are going to be opportunities for the running back. So, we'll do a props video later in the week when these numbers are posted, but that cat's out of the bag. His number's probably going to be in the high 70s, maybe even 80s come this week. But we go back to that first matchup between these two, and it was back on October 15th. New England wins the game in Foxborough, 43-40. And in that game, Mahomes was 23 of 36 for 352 yards. The one thing he did is he turned it over a couple of times, 2 INTs, but he had 4 touchdowns. And in that game, Tyreek Hill went bonkers. He had 142 yards and 3 touchdowns. And they will certainly try to get the ball in Hill's hands as much as they can again this week. As for Brady in that game, 24 of 35, 344 yards, and 1 touchdown. But in that game, Gronkowski had a good game before he really started to wilt and get all banged up. He only had 3 catches, but produced big yards, 97 yards. Gronkowski, he wasn't featured and he wasn't targeted a lot this past week, but he did great in run blocking. So Gronkowski could be a big factor here. And I think on the other side of the equation, I think Kelce could have a monster game in the spot. So the tight ends could be featured in here. But as we look back at that first game, 43-40, it's going to be frigid cold, but both of these teams know how to play in those elements. I think this one could be another track meet. That may not be the case in the NFC game. We'll do another video on that. But right now, we're sitting here with the Chiefs sitting on 3. You may get an opportunity if you're a Patriots fan. Hang in there and see if a hook pops up. The total on the game's where it should be, but there could be a boatload of points. Maybe it might even be a tad low, but the weather's going to scare some people off. So I don't know that the total would do anything but come down. And don't let the weather scare you with a strong-arm quarterback like Mahomes and a guy like Brady who flat out knows how to get it done in those conditions. It's the AFC Championship Game, a preview for you right here at Bang the Book from Las Vegas.